So the goal is to make a mental map of your storage containers, be that they contain videos, pictures, documents, files. If you have a bunch of files and you're trying to organize them other than folders, mapping out like a um, whiteboard like this helps me sort of get a bigger picture of what I'm working with, because when you run out of room, I just get another more space, and it becomes endless, but you begin to forget what's on there and then you will find redundancies. So it helps to label them, and because they're so small, I'm not going to go out crazy and label each and every flash drive when I have too many of them as is. So I try to color code them and then make this, color map whiteboard, if you will, to try to help remember what I'm working with. Because if you were to see the flash drives, they have paint on them, they have stickers on them, they have marker on them to try to label them, so I can remember what's on there. And then I take a screenshot of the file tree, so like of the whole, like when you open up the file explorer and you look what's on the drive and everything, that's the first thing that you see. I try to make a screenshot of that as like, you know, an overview of what folders are in there, because it just gets so out of control. So out of control. At least for me, it does. So I'll just leave that alone. I'm just working on stuff. So feel free to tune in, drop out, come back. I might be doing something different in 5 minutes from now. I'm not sure. I haven't streamed in a while, so I'm just trying to feel it out again. Well, I got a good amount done. This is just the beginning. So then what I would like to do is go through each one of the drives and add up what kind of, how many terabytes that I'm actually working with altogether, so I can evenly distribute these cloud backups, because they are archives is what they are. So I want to distribute them evenly in various um, cloud spaces, not all in one space. Um, as far as I have learned, I was always told it's good to have one actual original document, the backup, and then a backup of the backup. So 3 copies of everything. Now that sounds crazy, but it might not apply to everything, but it's important. Just get out of there. So what I did earlier was trying to find all the VM parts on the span of drives. I'm not trying to exaggerate or be any way inflating what my responses are, but I have too many and years of backups of files on virtual drives, files on hard drives, files on computers, files on flash drives, libraries and libraries of images, movies, documents, projects, so forth and so on, designs, apps, all that and whatnot. So I'm trying to get myself organized. Everything by Void Tools, if you're running Windows, Linux, I don't know if they have a Mac version, but it's a great way to find all of your files. So if I was to zoom in, these are what we're looking at. If I can get in. Or do I go right zoom? Now, this might make the sort go a lot slower. But say you're looking for just a particular ISO. These are all virtual hard disk, virtual images, OVAs, which are Virtualbox exported, um, uh, exported. What the OVA stands for? The exported. Oh my god, I'm losing it. I forgot what the OVA stands for. Okay, let's just do this. You want to export your virtual machine. You go up to your machine and then you hit export. And the OCL or OC it is okay. Open virtualization format, and it's always for me 2.0. You know, Oracle Cloud has their version format before 2.0, 1.0, 0.9. I've never used them, so I can't even speak on them. But I have a virtual private server with Oracle Cloud as well, hosting a website 100% free using their free tier. And it works great. It doesn't break down. I can maintain it. It's free. I'm not paying fees. It's a virtual private server. It's fast, it's secure, and Oracle hosts it. And it's a great opportunity. That's why I always recommend like the Google Cloud platform, the Azure platform, the Oracle platform, um, to take advantage of the resources that they make available. You the value in the learning is so valuable that you won't be thinking you're wasting your time if you start to enter the journey of the cloud platforms, because it's very layered, very intense, and very diverse, and there's a lot of things to grasp, but I highly recommend it. So we're looking at these red ones are the OVAs, which are the open virtualization format, and the virtual disk image is for the virtual disk image, and the VHDs are for the hard virtual hard disk, and the VMDKs are the virtual machine disk. And then those gray icons are all ISOs. So I can look them at a list, or I can look at them as thumbnails. Let's just do medium thumbnails. So I'm trying to find a particular ISO, and I scroll through it. Sometimes I don't see it. Also, I want to find duplicates. So you can do macros or filters in your search, and there's even a server. I don't mess with the server part of it, but you could do an advanced search, filter it out, very particular. Say you just want to find audio files, so let's try that. Or you just want to find um, documents. So those are all audio wave files, different file formats, because there's different audio programs on this machine, but you it sorts, and it really does find everything, and you even have the option to exclude certain drives if you don't want certain drives being indexed, or if you don't want certain folders or files, you can edit that list what you want to be found or don't want to be found in the sorting, or in the query. So what I did was I wanted to print it out It's not like you can just hit file and print. If you do Control V and then Control C, you will be copying the path and making a duplicate. So they have a way you can export it, a list. Or you could edit the list using the file list editor. So what I did was I made an export of this as a text file. So I'm going to try to load it now and see how it renders, because I'm not sure how bad it's going to be, if it's going to keep the table like sorting. I'm not sure. It might just be pure text that's all over the place. So while that's loading, it's going to take a while because there's a lot of files here. So I can do like this file list editor. Say I want to edit a folder or something, or a file. Let's add a folder. So what am I going to add? What am I going to pick? I'll just pick this folder because I know there's not a lot of files in there. Okay, so I'm going to open it. Now there are pros and cons of this because it does weigh on security and modification of your data. So you have to be real careful when you do either batch renaming or batch backing up or archiving or sorting or any of those things, or moving, shifting directories and whatnot. So for example, in there, you see how many of the same folders there are in this one folder? And why is that? You know what? I don't know. Let's sort by the type, and then we'll sort by the date, or maybe the path. But I think it's using the default main drive, but I have about 5 or 6 external drives, and it's sometimes takes way too long if you're indexing the external drives, if you're trying to find an everything file immediately, because it takes a lot longer for it to load. Okay, so it is finding everything based on my user profile. And why it's searching my user profile, I don't know. I don't remember how I got there. I just choose a folder, and then it breaks down to a so, and then so, and then so. But this is, I don't know why there's all these duplicates. I really don't. So my favorite way is to sort by size, because you will know the majority of where most of your files are being taking up your space. So I'm not gonna, I'm gonna get out of there because I'm going wasting too much time. So like I was saying, you can find different file types. But say I want to print out that list. Now it's still loading. It's a text notepad. I don't know why it's not loading. It's not responding. Because I just want a I just want to print out. Just want to print out. So we're searching for everything now, not audio. Then you can search for documents. Executables is a great way too to find out every single app that you're working with. Um, and especially if you are trying to archive your downloads, maybe you don't keep them. I like to have libraries of apps and then upload them to servers so they can be publicly available on our websites. So it's a great resource to share your app library or any um, software or resource material that you are using that you were able to retrieve free of charge. It's the best rule of thumb to go ahead and then reshare that again. So, can I pause this? I need to pause. I need to pause. There is no pausing in the streaming, is there?